Howdy doody. My name's Rob. I'm the Stone Genius. And I'm singing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle headphones. I don't know how long this show is going to be. I will say I said that last time and it ended up being over an hour and something minutes long. So I will say there'll probably be less crying in this one. Hold on. I got sounds for that. Oh, gosh. I haven't done this in so long. Like, I wasn't, if you listen to the last show, then you're very well aware of what sound was I going to do? Chimes? No. Trombone? No. I don't think so. Oh, yeah. Okay, so if I left some people out on the last show, like when I was thanking them, a lot of the reminiscing came to, and I'm not going to look at the camera. Sorry. A lot of the reminiscing, I was going down memory lane. We could call it Fox Lane, have you? Dang it. Because in my yearbook, for some reason, like Fox was the term. So this is my junior yearbook. So 1985. And Fox in suburban Kansas City was the term used for guys like me. I believe now they would be called Chads. That's an incel type thing. So like incels are like, darn those Chads. So here's the thing. So I didn't really know what an incel was till a few years ago. And I was working with some young, most of the people I was working with were much younger than I am, which is like everyone now. Almost everyone. Everyone. And if you know people older than me, you don't want to know them. I mean, honestly, let's just say what we're all thinking on the inside. I'm going to blame the stroke. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, let's see. I was going to say that I was going to thank some people. There are some people that I left out. And not by omission, just by the chronological timing that I was dealing with for that particular show. So the yearbook. I'm telling you, it's just my brain that's going on up there, because I will blame it on the stroke, because here's the deal. If you have an excuse, use it. That's all I'm saying. I mean, is doing that in most cases not particularly good? You do what you have to do. Lean into it. So I was doing the Fox. It comes back at some point. And then I want to say, well, maybe I'm better after the stroke, but then I also remembered I am not the cannabis connoisseur any longer. Not by choice, by indifference. I mean, I just don't see. So when I talk to Sadhu Da, I talk to him. Mystic lives over in. He was in Vietnam, Thailand. They're in that geographical location. And when Sadhu and I were talking, we were talking about Ouija boards. And I say, I don't personally believe that they work. However, I will never play with one, because here's the thing. I don't get any benefit. Either I waste my time playing a stupid game that isn't really anything. My hand should be in the RAM. So I said, if I played for an hour, I don't know how long it takes, because I've never played it. So if I did the Ouija board, and nothing happened, then I've wasted time. Now, if the Ouija board happens to be real and it opens a portal, or I don't know what happens with Ouija boards. I haven't delved into it. Whatever negative consequences would come out of that, also probably not a benefit for me. I mean, yes, is there the chance that this demon could come out of the portal and be like, I'm going to destroy mankind, and then look at you and be like, well, not you, because you let me out? Kind of like a genie. Like, you would think that if you were rubbing a lamp and the genie came out, 3 wishes just seems to be, I have let you out of a bottle. And I don't really remember Aladdin. Our kids were like, watched Aladdin, so it was on in the background. Just noise to me. Literally just noise. I think, nope, I don't. I couldn't even tell you one of the characters' name. Aladdin. Hold on. Okay, so one of the people that I did not thank, and I should have, Jason Ernst. So here, let me, I hope I get back to this. I really do. Jason, I should write that down. I'm not going to. Like, when I know people, like knowing more people, like not knowing more people, but talking, being friendly, interacting, whatever, having social intercourse with someone. Now I know, like, I know 2 fucking Dereks. And by the way, neither one of them spells their name the same way, but both of them think the other one's incorrect. I don't like, if that's your argument for the day, you're an idiot. Did I just call the 2 Dereks idiots? You'd be 50% right. Anywho, anyhow, anyway. Like, now I have to Jason Ernst and Jason Smith. And if I could do a proper British, let me try. Hello, top end of the day to ya. Now, I don't know what that was. It was, God. So now, see, because Jason Smith is from the UK somewhere. I should probably know better, but I don't. Somewhere, and then like Jason Ernst is not from somewhere as nice as that. So now that I have to know, how do you know 2 Jasons? I mean, that doesn't even, like, how common is, I mean, I know 2 and I'm not even trying. I mean, and that's, I only know 1 Bobby and I'm married to her. In fact, not only do I not know another female Bobby, I don't know a male Bobby to my knowledge. So there we have it. So Bobby, someone that I'm around and think about their name all the time, and I don't know any other Bobbies, but I know 2 fucking Jasons. No, that I'm going to have to get rid of one of them. So maybe I should have a competition. That would be cool. Would you all pay to see that? Like, if I'm going to like activate my Patreon, I feel like there should be not what you're getting right now. Like, whatever you think you're getting right now, it would be different than this. And without any evidence or reason to think, I think it would be better than what you're getting right now. But like, I should have Jason and Jason, like, I don't know, an American Gladiators, Running Man. I mean, there could be it would be like, so I could start by getting all the people that I know that have, I almost said similar names, and I'm fine with that. Like, if it's 2 names that both start with Q, That seems like an overabundance. In fact, now that I've said that out loud, I shouldn't have anyone that I know named Q. Sorry. I mean, if your name is really Q related, like I can't think of it. I can't think of anything with a Q in it right now. So Q shouldn't have any. So they're eliminated. So they don't even get brought in to get kicked off. But maybe if I had like everyone that had the same name or similar names, then there would be some sort of match. And it would have to be like when they're trying to, so intelligent tests for dogs takes a whole bunch, because hounds may do something better than terriers may do, better than something else's may do. So like if you put a bag on some dog's head, they will leave it on their fucking head. Yes, I'm talking about you Wheaton Terriers. Hold on. And both of those sounds for that dog. Unless you're into this, then by all means continue doing it. But I would say for most people, do not pee on other people. Unless you're into it, unless that's what the cool kids do now, if you're in the White House, whatever. I'm saying if you're into peeing, then you just go right on ahead. But I remember our Doberman Bella, our next door neighbor, John and Gary, they got a Wheaton Terrier, and our dogs used to play with each other, and then we moved away. And when I say we moved away, we moved like a mile and a half away. Bigger's better, because it seemed that we need the extra room that we never use, the bigger yard that I hated mowing. So yeah. So anyway, we had moved into our new house, and our Doberman Bella and Abby, the Wheaton Terrier, and the the humans came as with us, or not with us, but with them, the dog. The humans came with a dog. They brought the dog. See, this is why self-driving cars, see, I go off on tangents, but see, if you could put a dog in a car to come play with my dog, or I send my dog to your dog, whatever, or send them both to a goddamn car park, dog park. I said car park. I mean, the car would go there with the dog to the park, so it'd be both, really. So I'm not wrong, said one of my doctor's offices. Not even getting into that. Anyway. Let's see. I was talking about something and I got sidetracked by dogs. Oh, right. The Wheaton Terrier. See, I try to close this dumb stuff out of my head. So they were overplaying, but sometimes dogs, like people that are dumb and they don't know that they're dumb, they can get annoying. And sometimes, like if you're a dog and you don't have words to use, which is a shame, don't have words to use, then you act out. Like they couldn't go. We had this big yard. I already mentioned I hated mowing it. I didn't hate mowing it. I loved the way it looked. It was a lot of yard. I mean, like the amount of dog, and it was big. And so, but if it wasn't so fucking deep, that's what she said. Anyway. So Abby, the Wheaton Terrier, is doing something annoying to our Doberman Bella. Once again, I'm a Doberman guy. I'm a dog guy. If you're a cat only, don't eat. And if you're a dog person, okay, that's fine. Whatever. Oh, hold on. I have applause. I don't know where applause is. It's somewhere on that board. Anyway. But if you're a Doberman person, you're cool. So that's just how it goes. So Abby, the Wheaton Terrier, is doing something to our dog, and our dog decided she'd had it. So she knocks Abby down, squats on her, and pees on her. Now, I will tell you, in this instance, it reinforced the reason God did not give me boys, because I was not displeased with my dog at this particular juncture. I was like, sometimes you can't find the correct spot. So anyway, if you're into peeing on others, first of all, get their permission. That's what I don't know. I don't speak dog. Maybe I'm just assuming that was a dominance type thing and not like a dominance type thing. And I was like, a dominant and then submissive. I was trying to think of what wasn't dominant, and it would be submissive. Let's see what else. So Jason Ernst. So 2 Jasons. That's, I guess, because I can't imagine. So maybe I can do this. I could have like one American Jason. No, just one American, whatever your name is, that's you can be. And then one international from any country, because I can't even limit it to country. There are a lot of countries. I don't need a fucking Jason in 100 and 200. I don't know how many countries there are, actually. And I don't pay that much attention to the Olympics. I see the beginning, when all the countries are coming out, and I'll see the beginning and then the weird stuff that they do and hit and drop. I don't know what they do because I'm not paying attention. And then I wait for the United States to come out. And you can tell because they are audacious. And I hope I use that word right. Words aren't really my thing. And if you've listened to any of the first 360 shows, you would know that they're not. Anyway. So Jason Ernst, American Jason. Just seems like a lot of identifiers that I'm having to give. Let's see. I'm going to read his text. Oh, I wanted to do it this way. I'm going to read it and I'm going to censor it and see if you guys can make heads or tail. Because it actually was very something. Okay, where's my censor? Okay. And this was the text. Jason Ernst, American Jason, sent to me, the Stone Genius, the TSG. Let's just go with that for the time being. So which one's censor? Okay, here we go. Your recent podcast deserves a emotional, truthful word, unbelievably, and out of the resilient. So I think that you have it in a nutshell. See, this is, if I knew that I was going to do this, I just decided I'm going to sit down. I have stuff to talk about. Ugh. Okay. So, Jason, thank you for the text. That was very nice. Even with all the bleeps, I very much appreciated it. So I was thinking about, I'm not going to do many guests going forward because, come on, isn't this more fun? Hold on. I think it deserves both. So, I probably should have my eyes open because it's video. Okay. So I probably need someone that's actually paying attention to my show and pushing these buttons and doing these things and wookity woo woo woo. But I don't. Okay, that's where we're at. So I'm not going to do many guests anymore. I'm going to do a lot of solo shows. I still have Antonio Centeno with Real Men, Real Style YouTube channel, which if you like men's fashion or just want to hear about stuff, then go check out this channel. That's how I found him. He was on for the 3rd time. We recorded a month before my stroke, and now it's a month past my stroke, and we are going to try to get to where I can post that. And you're like saying, how are you getting this out, but you can't get that out? I know. I am not lost on that fact. And then Nico Bradley. So Nico Bradley is this will be a good segue of why I'm not doing as many interviews anymore. So Nico Bradley is a legal courtesan. Works at the Moonlight Bunny Ranch. Does that help? A prostitute, a whatever you're. So here's the deal. So I had Liv LaRue on, and so I got to ask the questions that were on my mind. If I had the chance to ask a woman in this profession, what questions would those be? I asked Liv. I didn't have anything there was nothing new I needed to add with Nico. I mean, and here's another thing. When you're watching the video, if you're watching the video podcast, that is not her nipples that you can see. I think that I need to write that down. That should be in my t-shirt book, is nipples that you can see. It is not. But see, nipples you can, whatever. It should be a t-shirt. I'll figure out the verbiage, the font. I'll figure all that out, the whatever. And so those are pasties. And it's not one, it's two. They have to wear those when she's at her place of employment. They have to, I don't know. Like, so that was not one of my questions. Hasn't been it wasn't one of my questions with Liv because she was never wearing, she was clothed. So it was never, and the other thing is I didn't give a shit. I mean, I don't need it. Hey, are those your nipples or are those pasties? Don't care. So, but they're pasties. So if you see them and you're like, oh my gosh, then first of all, they're either nipples or pasties or maybe the worst looking tattoo ever. I take that back. I've seen the show on one of those channels. You're welcome if you're trying to find this and Google it, about like the worst tattoos ever. Yeah. So that's not going to be the worst tattoo. Okay. So let's see. I was thinking about guests, and with a lot of my guests, I have always been nice to them. You would be like, yeah, be nice to people. Not so much me. And so, I would listen to whatever they were talking about. And hopefully you could not see. Oh, you couldn't, because like the first 300 episodes, I didn't do video. Hold on. I have, don't I have, yeah. Finally found the button. That's what Bobby said. Anyway, so, but some of the stuff I just didn't give a shit about. I'm sorry. And the ones that I thought were fun were like Lila Gray, who I can't think of the name of the series. Because, see, this is what she does. It's like, hey, look at the guys that are on the cover of my books. And then you can't remember what the books actually are titled or whatever. Because the crap I gave her was, I was like, what fucking high school did you go to? Because I have never, no matter how private the school, I have never seen multiple people that look like that at one high school. I don't. Now, here's my deal. I'm not looking a lot of guys at high schools. In fact, the number, now that I think about it, 0. So I wouldn't really know. So maybe all of them are. But I will tell you, I go out in public and I see enough high school age guys that I'm going to say, nope, they don't look like that. Much less a whole series, like 7. Unless they were like twins, except in the 7 version, which, as a genius, I should know what that is. It's a septuplet plus 1. I actually think Octa Mom, that's 8. So definitely don't know 7. I was about to say, I don't know. So whatever, there's not. It's not, and they don't even look alike. But they all go to the, like how are they keeping bodies at 18 like that and getting the amount of ink put on their bodies? Because they all are heavily tattooed. So there's a lot of shit going on there. So, but I was able to say that to her and we both laughed. I laughed. I'm assuming she laughed. It was a very fun interview. You should go back and listen to it. Anywho, anyhow, anyway, a lot of these people, I did not. And I don't mean this in a bad way. I was the one that probably asked you to be on the show. And it's not that I was disinterested. And I think that I always got feedback that it was like a conversation. And that's what it was. And I can have a conversation with almost anyone. Flat earthers, I cannot have a conversation with you, which Jason loves to. So Jason gets so mad at me. Oh my God. Jason Ernst American one, not Jason International. J-I versus J-A. That even seems like a lot of work. This seems like too much work. I'm not. I don't care where they're from. I can have one of each name or close facsimiles the name. Like if your name is, once again, I can't, this is what it makes it seem like I have a stroke. Cause you're like, God, he's really not remembering stuff. But if you go back pre-stroke, this isn't really that different. The only difference is I can't feel my right side, which, gosh dang it, how have I just thought about this once? I could be touching my penis all the time. And then if someone says something, I'll be like, I didn't know I was doing it. I had a stroke. I wonder if I bet you Attorney John Humphrey could get me off. No, that didn't sound right. I have no doubt he could get me off both and in a court of law for whatever we're talking about. But yeah, I don't need any more than, okay, so maybe one of each letter. That would be 26 people. That seems like more than enough. So one from each letter. I was just having to make sure that our children didn't have this. And I'm not saying I was hoping that they did start with Mo and Trinity started, but I did have to give it a thought. I'm going to blame that on the stroke, but I'm glad that they don't. Because like I say, I need those two. In fact, those should be wild cards. So there should be a protected list regardless. So I'm thinking like on like expansion draft, like when the NHL added the Seattle Kraken, how they had a protected list that I could have a protected list that even if two people I really like, I knew how funny that sounded as soon as it came out of my mouth. Two people I know. Let's go with two people I know that have the same first letter that I can. So we're going to go with 26. We're going to use the American alphabet because America's number one. And we're going to go with the American alphabet, which may be the English alphabet. I don't know. Do you guys have extra? See, this is why I need Jason. Fucking A. I keep talking myself into it and out of it, into it and out. That sounds like Bobby when she's trying to decide whether to have sex with me for the night. Okay. So anywho, anyhow, anyway. I don't know if the English alphabet, I'm assuming as a genius, I should know this, that it should just be right there. I'm pretty sure. I mean, actually now I think we learned about a schwa, which was like an upside down backwards E that I've never seen anywhere, ever. I mean, and I used to read encyclopedias. I never saw a schwa. I mean, I'm not even sure that if you write out the word schwa, that there's a schwa in schwa. I'm just saying. Okay. So, but I think it's 26 letters is what we're going with. So if I have, let's say, let's say 7. That's almost 25, just over 25%. So you would have 7 on your protected list. So those are 7 regardless of names. Once again, like if I wanted to have 2 Jasons, I could put them both on the protected list. And then I could still have a third J if I so anyone that's on, they're like wild cards. They can fill in the gaps. Which, thinking about this, see, this is my mind. I think about something and then I got to think out the whole thought. So like if you have them on the protected list, and then so I have Jason and Jason, right? Still, one of you, I would ask them if they had nicknames already, but I don't want to know because then there's probably a story behind it. Don't want to know. None of it I want to know. But let's say that Jason and Jason, they're on my protected list. And then I want a third J. I don't know who. John Travolta. That would be for Bobby. Huge grief. That I've seen Grease, the movie and the play, more times than should be. Like I think that as people looked at my purchase history with Grease, and even more telling, Grease 2, and if you're like, there's a Grease 2, exactly. I was 28, like, I don't know, 15 years. I don't know when Grease 2 came out, but somewhere 15 years past Grease 2 before I knew there was a Grease 2. And why not the same people either. So like, couldn't they have done like High School Musical? Because didn't they go to college or something? I know they were in high school for like 6 of the movies or something like that. It seems like there was there's too much High School Musical. That's what I'm saying. So I got 2 Jasons. Now I add a third J, not a Jason. Oh my God. I wouldn't know. They would be disqualified. But let's say that we have another J. I can't. Oh, John Travolta. That's who I pick. So John Travolta is going to be the third J. So John Travolta should not have to. It's not his fault that I already had someone or multiple people with J's. Okay. That's not John's fault. I hope I would think that if they're going to be included in this, we would be on a first name basis. So I hope, Mr. Travolta, that I can call you John at some point. But let's say they fill in all 26. So I should be allowed 1 for each letter. But we're only, so 26. So just over 25% if we do 7. That's our protected list. And you count as 1. So it's really only 6. So it's only 6 that you get to pick. So I picked John Travolta, but I not only have 1 J in my protected list, I have 2 J's. So somewhere I'm not going to be using letters like that Q. Now it's perfect. This is perfect then. Because I said that I don't know anyone named Q, but I could give someone like me the nickname Q because they're a cue ball or they are a Q. I don't, so whatever. So, but then, so in this case, so I picked John Travolta. John, first name basis. So John gets to keep his name. I will always know John as Vinny Barbarino. You're welcome. So John will be on the, there we go. I couldn't see myself. So then the open letters, I'm trying to think of who gets to pick the name, like the nickname. So they got to take the open letters, and then they have to, it doesn't have to be a nickname, but it can just be a name. So, like, one of the Jasons might have to be Quincy. Congratulations. One of you is Quincy. And it's going to be Jason. Oh, fuck. It's going to be Jason Smith, the British guy. I know that wasn't British either. It's going to be Jason Smith because why am I so old? I was about to say or was Quincy his last name? Quincy MD? I don't know if Quincy was his first name, his last name. Disregard Jack Klugman. So I can remember that stuff, but I have other strokey issues that I can't remember basic stuff. That's the mind is a weird thing. And if you've been watching the show, listening to the show, watching the show for the last 35 minutes, you are well aware of how weird the brain is. So at some point, so you fill in. I don't think there's a lot of Z's. I don't know a lot of Xanders out there. Ugh, I am glad. I mean, literally, I still think 26 is too much. I mean, if you have 26 people that you feel like you can call on in a real pinch, hold on. No. Because I'm telling you, that's too many people. You don't want to know that many people. Here's what happens when you know that many people. Watch Real Housewives of Anywhere. Yeah. If you watch that, you'll be like, okay, now I get it. They obviously know too many people. And by too many people, I mean they're tennis coaches. So someone has to pick the name. So so I think it should be, like, should John Travolta get to nickname the two J's? So then do you have a lottery? So like for the ones that are having to, oh gosh, this seems, once again, this is way too many people. Like, here's the difference. Like right now, I seem like my wife's probably like, don't touch your head. You just had a stroke. I get that. But what I'm saying is right now, it may seem like I'm animated, but I bet you my blood pressure is pretty fucking low right now. Now, when I have to say hello to my mom, my blood pressure is not so much. It's my fault. Something about me, it's difficult. Anyway. So this is and maybe this is good for my stroke brain. Maybe it's not good for my stroke brain. Because I'm trying to like figure all this out. So I don't know. I think I'm going to have to say, I don't know. There should be an algorithm out there that could like narrow me down to like 9, including myself. Just nine people. And then, but once again, if I only am picking 8 people, I am sorry, I'm not picking 2 Jasons. In fact, there's a 37% chance I'm picking 0 Jasons. Anyway. I probably should have used the number 69. Let's see. So here's the thoughts that I have now while I'm doing my show too. Having thoughts while I'm doing this. So I have these thoughts. How about if I stroke out while I'm doing this? I mean, you guys that are live streaming, which I don't think is anyone, but because I don't even mention the show before I go live. I doubt someone was like in the middle of a board meeting and was like, what is that alert? Excuse me. Reschedule, please. That would be cool, though. Let's see. If you're going to get down to nine total people, there's going to be 9 people in the group. Odd number, which is great. So if you had to have a tie broken, there would be that odd number to do it. And then that's 8 plus you, because you always have to remember, and you should, if it's your group, you should always be the tiebreaker. I'm just saying. So that way you actually still have full control, no matter what the group decides. So 8 people, 8 additional people. Oh, and then why am I picking them? Like, am I picking them to hang out with and just talk with and just like shoot the shit? Or am I picking them to do that, but also be able to survive an apocalypse? Now, once again, I don't think I will have any desire to survive any apocalypse. Like zombies. I mean, I would stick around for a while just to watch what's going on. I mean, it's like 3D movies. And I was about to say that I'm fit, so I would be able to get away. While not everyone would be able to do that, but guess what? I had a stroke. Hold on. I hope you guys are hearing those sounds too, because this would be really weird if you weren't hearing those sounds. So do I, and I, like if it's the seas rising or something, I'm not making a boat. I'm not going to be around long enough to have web feet. I love the water. Don't get me wrong. And I'm assuming that it's going to be warmer if everything's melting. So it seems like if there was an apocalypse, that's what I would want to do. I have never had fish chili. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. I love chili. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I could eat it. Anytime I'm not eating like Mexican food, chili. Yeah. Yeah. Like literally that would be, if I woke up and had a bowl of chili instead of cereal, and then at lunchtime, every day was Taco Tuesday, and I just had unlimited tacos. And then at dinner, I had, let's say, enchiladas, beef enchiladas with red sauce. Let's say some refried beans. And then I'm going to have a bowl of chili, which would be like a salad. So my chili would act as a salad, take the place of the salad, and I have that. Now, that sounds wonderful. Now, I will tell you, sleeping in bed with me, Bobby would probably beg to differ. Because, see, that would be a lot of, like, fume forming, I guess we could say, fume forming ingredients to my digestive system. And you know what? I have not that I go around. I'm tracking a lot of shit right now. Like I'm tracking my blood pressure. I'm tracking this, that, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not. I don't know what I was just talking about. I'm not tracking something. I forgot what I was talking about. Anyway, let's see. I should probably wrap this up. Let's see. We're talking about, did we ever come up with the Jason thing? And this is the whole thing. Like, if Jason and Jason are both listening and or watching this live cast, the live stream, whatever it's called, or listening, watching the podcast, if you could do me a favor, maybe not reach out for like 5 to 7 days. For Jason Smith, Eversace, the metric, still 5 to 7 days. Okay. So too many Jasons. That's what I'm not surviving apocalypse. Too many Jasons. Oh. So here's the thing also. I thought about this. Oh, gosh, dang. I know this is like, you guys are going to be really surprised that I'm able to reel this back in because it was like 40 minutes ago. It wasn't 40 minutes ago, but being nice to guests where I kind of just let them, I would have fun, but if they said something, I would generally just let it go. I wasn't, hey, thank you for being on my guest or on my podcast. And I very much enjoyed every conversation. I enjoyed the conversations, or they wouldn't have lasted an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it happened to be. So I enjoyed our conversation. Now, your topic, like, what was it? Septimics. And I'm horrible with names. So I don't remember. And this is going to make other people probably line up to be guests. Like, they're going to feel like this was all a ploy, all just some fabricated story that I didn't want guests, and I can't remember your names. And then it comes out. He literally told me, and I think it was Septimics. And if it wasn't, then I apologize. But I don't remember their name, so I don't know who I'm apologizing to. So there. He said, well, there's 37 subcategory or something. I don't even know. Once again, I don't know if you've been listening to the first whatever part of the show that I was talking about not paying attention. So anyway, he had 37 steps or 34 or something. And then those didn't, and he read them all. I thought that was a joke at first. I think if we go back, and obviously I've never listened to my own show, but if I went back and listened to this, I think when he said that, I laughed thinking it was a joke. I have 37, and then even basically any number under 20, I would have been okay with at that point, because at least it wasn't 37. But no, he really meant 37. I don't know why I whispered that. So Bobby has mentioned that post-stroke that I whisper stuff sometimes. Yeah. So I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay. So the Jasons, the Septimics. Okay. That's just, I don't need 37 steps for anything. Literally. If the night I met Bobby and the moment I saw her off to my left, the talk of the town, I knew. But, and I can't think of anything. If you ask me any other thing that I would say, nope, it wouldn't have worked out with me and Bobby. If she would have said, I have 37 steps to anything. Literally as the 7 and 37 is coming out, I'm already shutting down. I am just thinking about wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. I am definitely going to wear a prophylactic this time because you were going to tell me 37 things. So I'm glad Bobby didn't do that. I'm glad that I was able to put Mo inside of her and baby trap her. And now we've been together for almost 29 years. I was going to try to make myself look like I was going to cry talking about our 27th, but this is not the crying episode. So whatever the last episode was that Jason the American guy, whatever he thought the last episode was and texted me about it and talked about it, this is not that show. I mean, there's no toilet babies. Still, I think that should be a world record. Yes, I change directions often. Keeps you guessing, doesn't it? Or just amazed. Because podcasting's a thing now. So and I guess it has been for a while, but there should be categories. So this is if there's a category for the person with the longest fingernails, there should be a category of podcasts with the most shows about babies that were born in toilets, specifically here in America, because I've never heard about it anywhere else in the world. I've never heard about someone, let's say in England, going, oh, I seem to have had a baby in the toilet. And I know that was a very masculine voice, probably. Actually, maybe not. I'm trying to think that if I did a real good, not even good at all, like impersonation of like an English person, it still would not have been good. But I've never heard no one. That doesn't even sound right. Like no one would believe that. Like if you hear some hillbilly say, "Oh yeah, last week in the bathroom, some girl, she had a baby in the toilet." Like that, no one questions it. Almost everyone. If I told you I would give you $1 million if you could probably name the 5 most prevalent states that babies are born in toilets, I bet you would do it. And I bet you, I don't know that's a true statistic. That statistic should be a true statistic, just like my Guinness Book of World Records. And I wonder if they check that. Like if I spelled it incorrectly, I could do a partnership with Guinness beer, lager, whatever it's called. I don't drink. So I could do a partnership with them and I could have the Guinness record, but it'd be a different Guinness. I'm hitting a lot of buttons there, just like with Bobby on date night, hitting a lot of buttons. Anyway. So this whole thing started with guest. Like some of them I'm going to ask to be back on the show. So hopefully they are not listening to this particular episode because they will not come back. But like, let's just, and I don't mind using names because, I mean, names. So Liz Inton, I believe is her name. Sorry. Liz. Let's go with Liz. Sorry, my glasses are. See, this is what happens is since the stroke, I can't feel with my right arm. So I will hear my glasses move. So I'm grabbing them with my right arm. Yeah, I know, right? I have to look to even see if it's behind my ear. So Liz, like thinks that people can communicate from beyond the grave, which I don't. It would be cool if they could. That'd be awesome. I mean, I wish, like, even if there's no heaven or hell, if I could just if I could zip and pew, 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 go to all these different places and just, like, when people first heard, like, I would just, and I don't give a shit. I think I could pretty much, I think I know what most conversations would be or most statements would be about my passing, and I would think that would be hilarious. Anyway. Let's see. I was going somewhere. Oh, the death thing. Because here's what I told Bobby. Since I seem to have survived this stroke at this point, and I can't even fake so I seem to have survived. I'm doing okay. I'm not dead. Unless this is The Sixth Sense, which this is the worst remake of The Sixth Sense if there ever was one. So like a lot of times they communicate on what I call charades. Like if you can communicate from beyond the grave, why are you using charades? Why are you not just saying do this, do that? And I get it. Now that I should have been dead with my stroke. Grateful I'm not. I feel like there should be I feel like if someone, the universe, God is trying to wake me up and say, hey, go out and do this, then just tell me. Okay. I may be really smart, but sometimes I'm really dumb and I'm okay with that. Oh, I should probably, on the High IQ Society, they're probably like, I'm going to read, I'll sometime pull up some of the comments they make about me because I am not your typical genius. I'm just different. And the comments that I make, the statements I make, they are usually Vince from the High IQ Society, Vince made a comment at one point. I had made a comment. He had asked a question, posed a theory, did some quiz, something that smarty people do. And I made a comment. I couldn't tell you what that comment was. I'm not as crass there as I am here because I don't want to break anyone. I mean, so these are people that aren't getting laid. Now, the difference between them and incels is incels want to get laid, but there's no way they're ever going to get laid. These people just don't even know. They're like, sex isn't this. That's not. I'm not saying it's not a thing for them, but it's not. They don't. I was about to say there was a long part of my life where I was like, hey, Bobby, come on, we just woke up. Let's have sex. And then I was like, that was this morning. But here's the thing. With our combined age of well over 100, there very rarely are injuries, maladies, strokes seem to be like, as soon as I get better, then something will happen to Bobby. And then it just, at this advanced age, unless we're living in a bubble, which once again, if we could get all the animals moved out of the dome at the Henry Dorley Zoo in Omaha, I would move in there. And you would make more money. I guarantee whatever animals you have in there, I would make you more money being in that glass bubble. People could come see me. I'm not opposed to being naked. People could come see me naked. I think it'd be warm in there all the time. There would be a bubble, like a wall in between me and people. Ah, gosh, that sounds really good. I can think of a lot of partnerships. So first, Guinness, not Guinness Book of World Records, just Guinness, like the beer. I would have the international record, because we probably can't call it world record. International record that includes America, for the most number of toilet babies. So here's the difference, and I've said this before, for the new listeners, or for listeners I think are new because I had a stroke. I don't know where I was going with that. Okay. Oh, I'm here. I didn't fall out. I just threw a whole bunch of pens everywhere. Okay, so here's my thing. Like, if you think you can communicate to the afterlife, I know. Hold on. So if you think you can communicate, why can't you just communicate? And I know that it feels like after my stroke, if I was kept around for a reason, like, I don't think there should have to be like a waiting period. Like just, hey, I need you to do that. Okay, I'll work a little harder at physical therapy, or like, this is good as I'm going to get. Because I don't know, maybe I'm not going to say that I won't try out for the Olympics now that I am a stroke victim and I am at this point have things going on. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to try out for the Olympics, but I am going to say that. There's no way. My Olympic days were what they call non-existent. So anyway, I don't know what the universe wants me to be here to do, but I don't think it's going to be delivered in charades. And if it is, then what? So here's my question to Liz. So I know I could have asked this 15 minutes ago, but you wouldn't have had 15 minutes of rambling. So my question would be, like, they had mentioned, like, someone that I believe they had talked to. I, once again, should listen to my own shows. That they talked to, they were describing someone close to them because of a couch. And this person was like a psychiatrist who had a couch in their office. And I'm like, so that, and what were they telling you with that? That you need a new couch? Like, I don't, like, why would that? So here's the thing. if it's a couch, does that, because there weren't couches like we have now, there weren't couches in Jesus's time, at least that I'm aware of. I don't, even in the picture of the Last Supper, they were like hanging out and seated, but I don't think it was a couch. I'm not sure. I've never heard. I don't know. I couldn't quote more than a few Bible verses, probably, but I don't remember a couch ever being mentioned. Now, I did attend church with my mom for a whole year, almost a whole year. It was the book of Job, which was he got swallowed by a fish, a whale, or an underwater submersible, depending on how you're looking at this. And I don't ever remember there being a couch. And there was like, we were spending like 2 weeks on one verse. And I don't know what you think about church, like going like to organized church. But I will tell you this. I've done it ever since I was brought home from the farm. Because once again, my mom has no idea whether I was 2 weeks old or 6 months old or multiple years old when I was brought home for adoption. I don't, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So back in Jesus's time, so in Book of Job, there's no couches, not even in the whale. You would think that there's a lot of science that needs to be, like, I feel like the amount of classes that I skipped shouldn't have been enough that I missed how a guy lived inside. I know that the science and that whole, they're going to conflict and stuff. I get it. Okay, whatever. Okay, so, but here's my deal. So if there's not couches, so were they not able to communicate with the dead back then? Or is that a more recent thing? And if it is that, so now you have a lot more questions that so here's the thing. I'm going to start asking questions that you've never been even thought of, because I'm a genius, that you've never even thought of. And then you're going to be like, so here's the thing about video. If a question gets asked and the person is not ready for that question, you'll be able to see it visibly on their face. That I could like go back and do shows and have like a telestrator and show when those points are and everything. But so if you couldn't communicate in Jesus's day, because there were no couches to say from, so why are they using a couch now? Why is this stuff that we're communicating with updating? And if it's updating, why are you using like here's the thing. I send my wife a shitload of reels. And as I'm speaking that, I understand that Jason American Ernst sends me a shit ton. He's literally like, I think he wants me to be his wife. I don't know that for a fact. And I love his actual wife, Roz. But she might want to investigate whether Jason wants me to be his wife. I'm going to go ahead and say, no Jasons. That's what I've decided. 100% straight up. There will be 0 Jasons in my protected or my circle, whatever my hypotenuse of derelict friends, whatever that is, 0 Jasons, just so you know that. But Jason sends me just as many reels as I send my wife, probably. Actually, now that I think he's probably in his courting stage right now is what's going on. And that's why he's sending me more than I actually send my wife, is because we've had 29 years together. Now, granted, with this technology, but see, we updated. I'm still not using the old technology to try to communicate. Like, I say that, and then I have my Motorola Razr, circa 2000, 2003, something like that. I don't know. I found that. We're getting my mom a new phone, and I was going to give her that as a joke just to see what, yeah. No, it's the latest signal. Actually, if I could go back to that, I would. And not just like, I know they have flip phones, but I'm talking that specific one. So here's the deal. So let me get back to, I'm going to try to wrap this up. Gosh, I do not know how to make a short show anymore. Oh, actually, I don't know why I did that with my fingers, which is something Bobby has asked me before too. That is definitely for her at that point. Okay, so like the amount, like someone showing me a couch from beyond the grave. Like, I don't know, are you in a trance? Are you sleeping? Like, when are you seeing? I didn't even ask that. I mean, and I would think that if I was interested, I would ask that. Like, when are you able to communicate with these people? Like, do they have hours? Because here's something I found out when I was in the hospital, that they do seem to have a Monday through Friday crew and then a Saturday, Sunday, and they're different. I'll just leave it at that at this point. Anyway, like, if someone's showing me a couch, I don't know what that means. I can try to, it must have been my mom. She was at this and had a couch. As a kid, she had a couch. It must be my mom. I mean, so whatever. But like, if I sent a reel, like, my wife would have no idea. Like, if she just saw the reel, especially with no audio, and was supposed to, I don't know what message I am not a good example. Literally all of the reels that I send my wife are sexual in nature. I'm really trying to think in my mind, and I'm going to look before the next show. I would do it now, but I have a feeling they're all going to be yes. Yeah. So, okay. So let's see. So I don't understand why, if someone's communicating from the grave, they wouldn't just like upgrade. Just like the whole UFO thing. Why were UFOs in the 1950s a flying disc? And here's the thing: most people aren't very imaginative. Everything has wings, so let's get rid of the wings and the tail. Oh my gosh, how could that ever fly? And I don't know what impersonation, what accent, whatever that was, but I'm gonna guarantee you it's one of those 5 states I talked about earlier. Okay, so anyway, so I'm gonna say this to my wife: when I die, because I will 100% die at one point. I'm just trying to think of all the things that Bobby's probably like, oh no. I mean, I know I don't want to be a burden. Talked about it last show, so go back and listen to that show. So anyway, I promise. Oh my God, Bobby would be so fucking pissed too if I like at some point, if I pass before her, which, I mean, just numbers wise, it's probably going to happen. I mean, so let's say I pass before her. If I was able to come back and somehow communicate, she would, here's what she would do. She would do a seance. She'd be like, so where are you? And I'd be like, what do you mean? Are you in heaven or hell? And I'd be like, I don't know. And she'd be like, well, what do your surroundings look like? And I'd be like, just, looks nice, whatever. And she'd be like, what's the temperature? I'd be like, it's like 106. And she'd be like, okay. And then she would go to heaven. But if I said it was like, oh, it's like nice. It's like 78. She'd be like, oh, okay. And then she would, because here's the deal. She wouldn't believe in a heaven if she didn't get, like, let's say I would have passed from this stroke. Glad I didn't. So she would have got almost 27 years of marriage and almost 29 years of being loved uncontrollably by me. And that does mean love uncontrollably on many different levels. But like, if I passed, she would get by that. But especially, and I don't know which would be better. Like, if I immediately, like if it was like a Ghost with Patrick Swayze, I think he came back like really quick. Or like, do I take a week off? Like, do I enjoy the afterlife? Am I like hanging out and like maybe there's orientations to go to, and then that's the last thing you do. Like, then you can. She would not be happy. So what it would be like is like having a dog that you let outside, and then you let it out, and then you let it in, but you've physically done something, and then you have a dog that may stand at the door, and whining's not the correct. If you're a Doberman owner aficionado, you know what I'm talking about, where it's just we would call it whining, but it's annoying. I mean, and I love all my dogs. I would never raise a hand to any of my dogs, but I will tell you, use your words. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and then they will use their words. Okay, so let's see. What have I covered? I'm not going to have many guests on. If you die, if you come back, book someone else. Don't go back to your loved one. It's not going to make it better for anyone involved, because they're going to be pissed. Like literally my questions from the afterlife was like, I forgot my ID. Like, it would be something that would have happened here on Earth, but now it's happening to me in the afterlife, and she doesn't want that. I don't want that either. I would like to be warm, extreme, like let's say like Palm Beach weather. And I'm not saying like any place in Palm Beach, not Palm Beach, Palm Springs. I'm not probably going back to Florida anytime soon. Yeah. But like when we're Palm Springs, I love like 114 during the daytime and in July, and it's 90 at night, and it's like 10% or less humidity, and oh my God, loved it. Oh, that dome that I want to move into up in Omaha, if it was these temperature, oh my gosh, I'd be so stinking happy. Bobby did not enjoy that type of heat quite as much as I did. And then so when I think of my, so there's a tremendous difference between a dry heat and a wet heat. If you're a golfer, the difference is being dry at the end of the first hole, or feel like you just took a hot, wet shower in the middle of July outdoors. It's so, but for me, like if I had to, what is an A+ day? It would be a Palm Desert, Palm Springs. Like a very close A. If I could have two A+, but an A would be next. I don't know what that is in the metric system, like how you guys grade. A for America is the best, so number one grade. But with like still Florida would be like a B to me. I mean, not a B. It would be like an A. So it'd be like an A+ and an A, because I prefer the dry heat better, but I don't mind that. I just have to be aware of clothing choices for the day, or not clothing choices. I don't know if I winked because I was looking at the camera, not the thing. So I think I'm weak. I don't know. I can't feel my right side. Like I can do stuff. I tried to wink again. I don't know if I did. But yeah, in the afterlife, here's my promise to Bobby. I will not come back and bug you. I will find something to do. And I'll be waiting. I'll be there. Let's see. What did we accomplish on the show? We accomplished nothing. I accomplished the fact that I am done napping for the day, which I don't know what button to hit on that, because it's not really a joke. So it shouldn't be this. It's not this, because it's a nap. It's a nap, and I'm an adult. So that's never that. But I don't know if it should be a plus, because I'm napping all the time. I mean, I probably nap as much as a baby or a puppy, but let's go with puppy because they're cuter. No, they are cuter. Baby Dobermans. Oh my gosh. And I'm looking at a couple of dogs, a couple of Douglas Doberman in Osawatomie, Kansas. They have a he'll be on soon. So actually I should see him. So anyway, that's what I was getting to. I'm gonna go look at Dobermans on a Friday. And they should be good therapy dogs. I just not sure that I'm ready for a therapy dog quite yet. I think I probably still have a few months before I'm even going to be able to deal with that. And that's fine. And Bobby is going to need more talking to, discussion with, something to and I get it. Like I said, that whininess, I now I know why Bobby keeps me around, because I probably sound like the Doberman does to me. The problem is the Doberman sounds like I do as well. So something. So Bobby's hearing it twice. And yeah. So anyway, hey, for no one that listened to this live stream, I am so glad. Oh, I should probably say subscribe, like, notifications. I'm not going to. If you want to, that'd be great. If not, don't give a shit. I honestly don't. I probably should. Let me change that. I really do. I'm looking you in the eye. I'm telling you, hit that subscribe, like, and notification button. Oh my gosh. I can't even say that's giving me a headache, because it's not literally giving me a headache. It's just making me. Anyway, for the people spread all throughout the globe. Yes, that means American Jason and UK Jason. Yeah. So thank you all for listening to the podcast. Thanks for watching the podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your therapist. Like if you are like ever feeling bad, if you are with a therapist and you're feeling bad, you should do the old yeah, but I ain't this guy. I mean, I know that's always like, yeah, this person. There's no one that is going to probably look at you and be like, oh, you're not right. You're not wrong. I don't know. Whatever. Stroke brain. Hey, on that note, I'm going to have outgoing music. I'm going to take the headphones off for this. So this is the music at this point. There we go. Hey, thanks for listening to the podcast. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. See if I can hit this button. Oh, yeah. Have I not hit stop?